as we said in What Will William Tell, if only you drunk pineapple juice.
Well, welcome everybody to episode 1 of season 6 of our Swift Half. Happy Friday.
It's Swift half time in our fancy new studio.
Hope your Friday's going well.
Do you know what I thought we'd do?
What?
Is we sent out a thing saying, do you have any questions for us? Any listener audience questions? And we've done this a few times over the years, but we actually had the thought this time, why not actually do it on social media? And we got a lot more questions.
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't thought of that before, but I thought we'd take some time to reply to some audience questions.
I think this is a good idea for future as well. Just send in questions,
Send it in. We'll keep
even if you've got
asking, you keep
stories.
sending.
Or do you know what I like as well? Because we do a bit of this on the tour. People write in their problems or anything they're going through. Any advice we can give you?
Sure.
Who better than me and Ralph to give you advice?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't think what could possibly go wrong. So, from Chloe, MHX.
Oh, yeah. Name check, Chloe. Hello, love.
Yeah. Chloe wants to know, if you were to start your career again, would you do anything differently?
Yes.
I think I left 2 pints too early.
I agree. That's not the start of your career, but you'd change that, would you?
I see it as the start of my career now, really. It was, I'd done the Royal Family and then it was like my next choice. But ironically, I left 2 pints too early, but I also may not have done 2 pints.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
I don't know.
Do you mean you might not have done 2 pints?
Well, I think that... I mean, I don't know. It's a difficult one to
What do you mean?
quantify.
You would have not done 2 pints? You'd rather take that out of your career?
I wouldn't like to take it out, but I think that it's possible that if I hadn't gone from one sitcom straight into another sitcom, and hindsight's 20/20 in it, I think that maybe I might have been looked at for bigger dramas and this and that and the other.
But that didn't change my career. I did both. I did comedy, a lot of comedy.
Well, I know, but you've done big dramas and I've done big dramas. But what
I'm saying is, it didn't affect you negatively.
I don't know. But that said, sitting here now, that's not the same as me going, I wish I hadn't done 2 pints.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it at all. But like if I was to have it differently, I'd like to, I wouldn't mind being able to just observe the sliding doors moment of that. But I definitely think once I'd started, because I possibly had this in my mind at the time, I think that's part of why I left too early and I regret it.
Yeah. I think for me, as I understand though, for you, because there was pressure and I think you was reading a lot of what people were saying about 2 pints and taking it on board and thinking, is this affecting me negatively?
Let's not forget that the Royal Family, my first big job, won 3 BAFTAs. It was the fucking... And that's nothing to do with me, by the way.
And not only critically acclaimed, like cool people loved it.
Success,
Everyone loved
very,
it.
very very cool, and won 3 BAFTAs. So I went from essentially like being the critics' darling and like loads of credibility to a show that was incredibly popular, but the critics were very snooty about. Very interesting as a side note.
Yeah.
People now talk about it and write about it in broadsheets and stuff with great reverence.
Yeah.
Retrospectively. And I think that that was something that was tough to take. It's tough going from like when you're 19 from GQ going like, wow, you're this 19-year-old kid, you've come from nowhere, blah, blah, to like literally a year later going, yeah, sorry, we don't really want you around anymore, which is what happened.
Wow, yeah.
That's a lot. So,
no, yeah,
I think that was about 2 pints, and it's not 2 pints' fault. It was fashion at the time or whatever. I'd be interested to know what would have happened if I hadn't took it, but I did take it, and I had a lot of fun, and it was a huge success. I'm incredibly proud of.
And people now, I mean, we've just done 2 Comic-Cons. We've done 3 because I couldn't do the last one. And the amount of people that come up who are huge 2 pints fans, who bring memorabilia, make things, and it's an amazing thing.
No one's coming up asking for a signed photo of some gritty,
you know what I mean?
sad drama that I did in 2000.
That's what I'm saying, and look.
In fact, let's ask you a question. What's this podcast called?
Exactly. Well, the answer to the question for me, I wouldn't change anything because I believe everything is meant to be. I sort of believe that the path you go on, I make decisions on my gut and I follow my heart. And even if it doesn't go well or you find out you've behaved in a different way because of a certain thing, it's actually made me become a better person. Because when I did music, for instance, because I was going to say maybe I should have done the music thing, but I was so desperate at the time when I did Hollyoaks that after a couple of years I was thinking I was going to leave. I was like, if I don't leave now, I'll be in this forever. And then if I'm in this forever, then they get rid of me, I'll never do anything again. And I had this ongoing monologue. But then I got an opportunity to not only leave, but then go into the music business, and I released a song. So my dreams were like, wow, this could be my opportunity, because I've always wanted to sing and do music as well. But doing it, for some reason, it was a completely different world. And I was surrounded by people that were probably quite false and yes men, and telling me everything was great. And you had a wardrobe assistant, you had drivers, and you had fans outside your hotel. I suddenly forgot who I was for a bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And someone reminded me, and I was devastated. I got a bit above my station, my feet had left the ground. This person who I really liked, who'd interviewed me when I was first on Hollyoaks, when I was Jambo for the first time, we did this big press day, and I'd met her again a few times, and then when I saw her this time, I went to my mate's pub, Nick Pickard's pub, the Chilled Eskimo. I was doing music.
Wait, hold on. There, that's where we shot that.
Yeah.
That's where we filmed our first episode.
And she was there, and she just went, "What's happened to you?
Really?
You used to be lovely. What has happened to you?"
Wow.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Do you know what? Good for her, and good for you. For
and I just went,
because you could have been like, "Who the fuck are you to say?" that
No,
to me?
but I suddenly went, I have become a bit of a dick. And it was, do you know what it was? I started to expect how people should be around me because I was. And so I see Hollywood's artists doing it.
Well, you believe
you have a PA.
You start to believe you're a bit special, don't you?
Yeah, and I started to believe my own bullshit. And I preach. I hate people that are like that. Yeah. And I was only a kid. I was early. What was 21, 22, 21. So what I did is I went back home. I left the hotel and I went back and I said to my mum, I've got to come home for a bit. And I just went and regrounded myself and left that whole scene, and then ended up leaving the record deal in the end. We had a big fallout, me and Pete Waterman, and because I wanted to write music and he wanted his music to be, and it was just not going the way I went. And I left it, and it was the best thing I did, even though it was a bitter taste, because I really wanted to, I thought this could be the chance for me to live my dream and sing and perform, but it just wasn't ever going to be that. And again, I would never take it out of my life because it made me a better person to go, it can happen to me.
I think that's a very sobering experience.
It can happen to me.
One, yeah.
And I'm from a working class background that I'm very proud of, and didn't think that could ever happen to me. And I got taken away with it. The wave of that fame shit took me. And then I came back, and then best thing, that, as I say, going through that can make you a better person. And it did.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't take it out, but I would have, if I could change my reaction to it, what I would do.
Interesting.
Anything else?
No, I think that's probably going to do us for today. But I was just thinking that based on a, I think we'll do that for today, and we'll do some more audience questions.
Yeah,
we only got through one.
Sorry, I know I didn't mean to go on, but it opens some. Thing is, there's nothing.
Very interesting. That
there's nothing that we're not on this, and that's honest. And it just came to me then. I thought, I remember that time.
We'll do.
I loved it, but I didn't. It wasn't the best part of me.
We'll that's interesting. We'll do more audience questions in another Swift Half, our other Swift Half. So do keep sending them in. Interesting story about Will saying that Pete Waterman left a bitter taste in his mouth, and as we said in What Will William Tell, if only you drunk pineapple juice. See you for the next one, guys.